Hi, I'm Liam Nehru, sometimes known as Loop-de-Swoop. You know, I wanted to record this on a nice beach in the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino, but it turns out I couldn't get the budget for a holiday. Or a green screen for that matter, so this is the best you're getting. The trailer you just saw was for A Plumber's Vacation by Sleepy D, a perfect thematic start to our summer SMBX Direct, and undeniable proof that the Mario Brothers can never just take a regular, uninterrupted holiday. Taking place on the idyllic, if slightly haunted, Isle de Paradise, this episode is packed with dreamlike summer charm thanks to its beautiful custom art style, beachside aesthetic, and even parasol-themed platforming mechanics. Can you collect all the shine sprites and get to the bottom of the hauntings of Isle de Paradise? Find out this summer in A Plumber's Vacation. Well, I've got a lot of exciting things to show you today, so let's not waste time on a poorly written comedy bit and instead jump straight into the summer 2026 SMBX Direct. We're going straight from our relaxing holiday in the tropics to the hustle and bustle of the city life in our next trailer from Hell Studio. City of Drank is a level contest held in the Chinese SMBX community in 2021. From a hectic fight against the Bullet Bill train to platforming challenges in construction sites and shipyards, this episode blends together multiple levels made by the community into a complete and cohesive episode with a wealth of added exploration elements and challenging boss battles. From the city to the skies above, it's time for a galactic adventure in our next trailer from Sir Meta Knight. Princess Peach receives an urgent call for help from the Star Spirits. Star Haven is in trouble, and now it's up to Mario to collect all 12 shards of the Crystal Star before Bowser claims them and becomes unstoppable. Restore the Crystal Star and save the universe once again in Sir Meta Knight's newest episode, Super Mario Starlit Journey, currently in development. Next up, we have a sequel.
ha ha! I'm too hot to touch! What? Oh! What?
From nightmarish boss fights and masterfully animated cutscenes, this episode has a lot to offer. Journey throughout the Mushroom Kingdom to break a mysterious curse and put a stop to Walt's plans in the long-awaited sequel to Delightful Adventure. Darkonius Mavakar's Delightful Adventure 2 Double Demise is out now on the SMBX forums. Let's take a trip back to a 2011 Super Mario World ROM hack. Super Mario Genesis Definitive Edition by Crescent Luna is a one-world episode using levels from an old demo version, now updated with brand new features and a more satisfying conclusion. Let's go even further back now to 1998, in an alternate timeline where Super Mario Bros. Gets a 32-bit spin-off for PC.
Have you ever wanted to play a video game like Super Mario Bros., but it was made for home computers in 1998, and also it wasn't exactly like Super Mario Bros. Because it included new enemies, and new mechanics, and a new art style, and new levels, and banging tunes? And it's free? It's free right now? On June 12th? Well, you can. It's called Super Mario Bros. Adventure 98. And you can play it. You can play the video game. There's a website on the video. There's a website for the video game. It comes with the video game. You can play it. It's on SuperMarioBrothersX.com. You can play it, you can download it, and there will be more later. But I haven't made that yet, so don't ask me what it is, okay? Thank you.
MIDI Freaks Super Mario Bros. Adventure 98 is a small episode inspired by SMB1, Flash Games, Cat Mario, and old Nintendo Power manuals. With 3 planned worlds and an unrivaled nostalgic aesthetic, this game is sure to be a groovy blast from the past that you squares won't want to miss out on. I cannot believe I just read that out. Oh my god. I hope you enjoyed the first few trailers I had to show you. Now it's time for a lightning round of more new episodes currently in development for SMBX. I'll see you back here soon. From The Real Phantom comes a story of 2 worlds in fear of a dark uprising. Mario and his brother must face the evil of the Dark Star. Sucker Man 7 brings us Super Mario and the Star Prisms, wherein Bowser and his new ally try to gather all 8 of the Star Prisms to open the Prismatic Gate, dooming the world to be consumed by darkness. Beginning life as a mini-sode, Icebot 1774's Super Mario Bros. Across the Kingdom eventually graduated to a full episode featuring No, come on, I got the username right the first time, but I couldn't get the number 6 right? Jesus. Featuring 6 main worlds and 4 side worlds. Tree of Life by DICE is a surreal Kaizo experience that will test a wide variety of skills in any order you wish, all united under an atmosphere like no other. Creator Punkit brings us Susan Taxpayer, a hand-drawn Wario Land 4 style platformer about a very anxious young office worker tasked with assembling a project before the deadline or getting fired. SMBX Activate Windows pits Luigi against Iggy Koopa in what its creator Tank of Yar describes as a strange and mostly unserious experience. Next up, Kurt the King brings us another sequel? I'll let this one speak for itself. Scion of Gaia brings us Midnight Museum Mania, a Mario vs Donkey Kong inspired VTuber crossover fan game where your goal is to stop the theft of the Star Gems at the Mushroom Kingdom National Museum.
You know what the time it is? Oh, it's
Midnight Museum Mania time. Team Starshroom.
Those who tuned in last year may remember the episode featured in the next trailer from Falafel83 as the game that I probably pronounced wrong, which has now mercifully been renamed to Mario Pluton Series Lambda. Superstar Adventure from White Bloody is an episode focused on challenging levels themed around unique gimmicks. That was a lot of episodes we just got through, but the direct is not over yet. Please join me in checking out the next few trailers for non-episode content coming to SMBX. Starting with a brand new playable character releasing alongside this direct. Samus isn't the only Metroidvania heroine in town now that Mia the Overlady has brought you a faithful port of Hornet's moveset, physics, and animations from Silksong. It even includes power-ups that work as permanent upgrades persisting between levels. Mario XHK has worked hard to bring you a map script written from scratch to replace the base game map system with a fully functional Super Mario Bros. 3 system using regular level files. The possibilities are endless with custom layers, events, and tile sets all supported. John Nameless has made a new add-on for Mr. AA's Battle Arena for SMBX2, featuring 2 new game modes: King of the Hill, a mode from Super Mario War where you and your opponents fight to stay within certain areas of the map to win, and Juggernaut, a 1 vs all mode where you can play as or even create your own bosses. Not only that, but Wario joins the battle as a new playable character with all of his abilities from SMBX2 brought over. More stages will be made available in the future, and this pack will release shortly after the Direct ends. With that, let's draw this Direct to a close with... Oh, wait, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Is this important? I'm about to close off the... Wait, seriously? I guess we have a little bit of time before the Direct ends. Yeah, we can probably squeeze that in. Okay, thank you. Bye. Sorry about that. It seems I might have forgotten that we actually have an obligation to our sponsors to include a segment right at the end here. Please stick around for these last few announcements brought to you by our sponsor, the kind folks at the Rip Lair.
My name is Glenn Quagmire, and I can kick your...
Don't let your kids... What's it? What's it?
I actually have a little script that I'm supposed to read off for this bit. Hold on. The cool people of the Riplair Discord present an SMB1 styled project. It's a project aiming to be a love letter to SMB1 and the Lost Levels, with some other Mario games sprinkled in. Being a Discord server, this project is being developed by a multitude of people, some who design levels, others who make sprites and music, so there's a lot of contributors. But we're not done yet, there's still more to come from the Riplair.
Those are some angry birds.
No!
Got a little legal disclaimer here. The Riplair cannot be held responsible for the presentation of the SMBX Direct, the reader of this script, or the opinions/sense of humour portrayed in the Direct. If this bit gets old real quick, that is entirely the responsibility of the SMBX Direct and not Team Rip or the Riplair trademark symbol. No, seriously, they actually wrote the words trademark symbol. This project is a team effort by the Riplair, which is also the team behind various other projects such as the Riplair's Power Up Pack, the Ribsess Cliché, the online GFX Pack, and much more. Special thanks to Mr. AA for making the Battle Arena episode in the first place. It's a technical marvel and a heck of a good time. Does the comedy rule of threes apply here, or is this bit getting annoying? Okay, I'm just going to read out the description. This project is a team effort by the Riplayer, which is also the team behind various... wait, this is the same as the last one. Hold on. This is a pack of custom Lua-made power-ups, most of which use custompowerups.lua. Okay, I think that covers my legal obligations. Thank you very much to the Riplayer for allowing me to get away with this painfully unfunny bit that I included purely for my own purposes, because on some level, I genuinely think I'm actually quite funny. With that being said, I'm sad to announce that we must now draw this direct to a close for real. It's been a lot of fun, but we have reached the end of our submissions. Thank you very much for watching the Super Mario Bros. X Summer 2026 Direct, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed and that the extra effort I put into increasing the production value has really come through. I was working on this new style for quite a while, and I hope it looks as good as I think it does. I do have a couple more things to say for myself before we end this stream, so stick around if you'd like to hear more about the future of the Direct and about the long-awaited SMBX Asset Library. I'm sure many of you are already aware that the SMBX Asset Library got delayed massively at the end of last year's Direct. I still don't have a release date for the project yet because there's been a lot of roadblocks in getting it transferred over to the official SMBX domain and finalizing the user experience. I want the library to be in the best possible state before I turn it over to you all. I am genuinely truly sorry for how long it's been since the project was announced. I made a big mistake announcing it when I did, and an even bigger mistake attaching a release date to it when it clearly was not ready. I bear the full responsibility for those decisions, and I hope to make it up to all of you when the asset library is finally ready. I will be releasing more screenshots and updates in the Asset Library channel in the SMBX Discord server, so please feel free to check that out if you want to hear more about the library. I promise you, development is still in progress. Additionally, I'd like to mention that unfortunately there were supposed to be 2 other summer-themed projects at the beginning of this Direct, but neither of the creators of those projects responded to my attempts to contact them regarding their submissions, so I'll take this opportunity to remind you all that if you want to submit things to future Directs, you've got to be available to respond to me if I need to clarify anything, or if you haven't got your trailer ready yet and you need to send it to me closer to the time of the Direct. I want to show off as much of the community as possible in these Directs, but I cannot do that without your help. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you for your continued support of these SMBX Directs. These originally started as a fun little passion project for me and have since graduated into an official extension of the SMBX community, along with myself becoming a part of the SMBX team, which is something that I never dreamed would have been possible when I first started playing SMBX as a child, so thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so welcoming and so supportive, as I've done my best to enrich the community with my own work. Putting these Directs together is not easy, especially as I've had to switch editing programs due to Adobe being a cartoonishly evil megacorporation, and other real-life factors that have made pretty much all of these Directs come out way later than I expected them to. But I hope to straighten things out once I get to grips with my new editing software, and then hopefully I can bring you Directs more frequently and more promptly in the future. Thank you again to all of you for watching and putting up with my nasally British voice. I've been Liam Nehru, or Loopty-Swoop, depending on which username I feel like using today, and I'll see you in the next SMBX Direct.